Welcome to channel AMEC, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested about migrate to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell on the side, so once we have all the updates and news, you'll be the first one on getting all the insight. Right, today's video is just gonna summarize what had happened with the budget 2022 and 23, plus some of the news articles coming out, which obviously the government of Australia is looking to address a post-pandemic era, which the economy of Australia or any country around the world perhaps had already been struck badly with the virus, plus the recent war in Europe. Anyway, let's have a look as we have gone through the budget 2022 and 23 announced by the Treasurer Josh Frydenberg at the Parliament earlier this week. There has more digested and detailed information come out, which is more relevant and more of detail that we can actually see how we could actually see how that will affect the visa program of 2022 and 23. So let's have a look. You may be able to find this web page, the Australian immigration website, where you basically search migration program planning level, and you should be able to land yourself in this page. But I'm gonna go through this with you in this video. So let's go word by word. As we notice that the annual intake has not increased. However, they have adjusted for the unused quota from the family stream into the skill migration stream, which we will foresee, which is good. You know, we utilize the unused quota to for the skill migrant, because there's just so many people is requesting for skill migration into Australia, which I foresee personally. It will expedite, and also all the process and delay will be resolved after July 2022 this year, so a couple weeks away or month away. Okay, so the 2022 and 23 migration program has been designed to boost the Australian economy, although there has no indication of increase of annual intake for the permanent migration, but the skills has increased up to 109,900 places, which is I think it's 30,000 more places in compared to 2021 and 22, which is the current financial year. That had actually caused a lot of delays. Obviously, in 2020, due to pandemic, there has been a lot of unused quota as well, so they are looking to utilize that, and 50,000 places for the family stream. So as we can see here, from 2022, partner visa will be granted demand driven basis on facilitate family reunification. This will help reduce partner visa pipeline processing time for many applicants. 40,500 partner visa are estimated for 2022 for the purpose. Well, why is it been reduced? It's pretty obvious, because if the border has been shut for 2 years, obviously there has less couple having relationship evidence of proof, so they cannot even lodge the visa, and that obviously reduced the require of the partner visa applications. 3,000 for children, and some others for special eligibility, 100 places covering for special circumstances permanent residence. That's for every year we get these type of quota, but rarely use it. I've never touched it before. Okay, let's look at the actual statistics. Okay, let's go up down here. Okay, so 21, 22, and the 2022 and 23 comparisons that we can have see in the total here. This financial year we only reach about 79,600, and we are increasing 30,000 more to up to 109,900 places for the skill migrants, which is a major boost. Now, what we have experienced in the past 2 years, obviously, delay on EOI, delay on invite, delay on employment sponsored visas, and we can see that will be surely addressed, because for the employer sponsor, that's a major boost from 22,000 to 30,000. So that will expedite and clear all those backlog, definitely. And skill independent, that's subclass 189. So that is a major boost. As you probably had experience. Now, I haven't seen any in this past 2 years. Have you seen any 189 visa applicant being granted? Rarely out there. So they're increasing 10,000 of these places. That will actually address the issue there. And also regional, a major boost from they double almost, plus 11,200 to 25,000. And also for the state territory nomination, that's also a regional migration as well, regional skill as well, 11,200 to 20,000. And they are reducing the amount of the business and innovation and investor visas from 13,500 down to 9,500. I think this is very what should I say? It's a right way to do it. It's a right trend. They should actually do that. The reason is there has been a dramatic drops of these business and investment visas coming from China, especially obviously due to the strict control over in China. There has been a huge drop of investors coming from China, and there has been a drop, almost half of the GTI global talent, from 15,000 to 8,448. Now, why did they do that? I thought, well, doesn't the government of Australia want more technological advanced people? I think what they have tried to do is to diminish those newly graduate PhD graduate. Now, previously in the old GTI criteria, as long as you got PhD, you probably need to meet the requirement. But now they are making it harder, and they're making the criteria much. I think it's a better way, because you need to prove you have that global talent. There's just too many people having PhD nowadays. You cannot just accept every one of them. So we are once we reach a certain level, there have been so many applications coming in, especially now the GTA applications has been a queue up jam backlog, still back in late 2020. So imagine how many applications has been out there. So they are clearing out all those newly graduates. They really want those who have experienced in the field, perhaps more than 10 years, I would say. And the application has to be a decision ready applications, which I have already advised probably late last year somewhere. Those applications needs to be decision ready, meaning that you have nominators ready, you have all the supporting evidence of your salary, your proof in international recognized achievement, academics, performance and things, third-party supporting letter references and things like that. Otherwise, your application or expression of interest would not really be considered at all. So that's where the cut is there. I think it's reasonable. It's reasonable. We don't want all of these people. We want the best and brightest. So I think that's reasonable. Okay. Now, obviously, there has been a cut on the family stream. I'm not going to go in too much detail. It's pretty reasonable. The reason I'm saying that, they increase the parent one. They dramatically drop the partner visa. So obviously 2 years of pandemic, how would you have a partner relationships, a newly established partner relationship during a lockdown of these 2 years of pandemic? It's just quite hard. So they drop those numbers down in order to facilitate with the require of the skill migration intake, which is really in a huge delay, which we don't want to see them at all. So that, I think personally, I think that is very good adjustment there. Now, there has been other information in regards to the state territory nomination back in this financial year, so we can also come and have a look how they perform. So obviously we have seen the big winners is the largest number is actually still in New South Wales and Victoria, and the third one surprisingly is South Australia. As you can see, the numbers in South Australia is much higher than Queensland. And also the Western Australia has a big number as well than Queensland too. So interesting, but the Queensland do have a lot more investors coming in. I think because the criteria required by Queensland was they used to have those the occupation list where Queensland have this specific occupation list there. That will actually drop the interest there, but with the new came out criteria nowadays for Queensland, where there's no more occupation list. They basically accept everyone as long as you have IELTS 7 and a job offer in Queensland. So I think in the coming year this will increase as well to actually matches up to about the same level as Western Australia and also South Australia. Now further on, there's some more other visa news I want to take you into. So apart from the budget 2022 and 23, the government is looking to facilitate and help more in the regional side of Australia. Although those quota are very limited, a lot of people have put in queries of how do I find those regional employers. I think it's actually quite hard, and the number is very, very limited. So let's have a look. This is the news for East Kimberley Designated Area Migration Agreement. Where is East Kimberley? As you can see the photo there, it's mining site. It's actually in the Western Australia. So there's limited number required. As you can see, there's only 100 occupation following signing East Kimberley. Anyway, how do you get there? Well, you need to have some sort of work visa that can be a working holiday, work-end holiday, or perhaps a graduate work PSW work visa. You really need to travel there to actually get those jobs. And then once you work good, the sponsor might want to sponsor you. So that's how you actually earn those kind of visa. And that's for people who is a lot more adventurous, wanted to go there. And so is Far North Queensland. Far North Queensland is in Cairns. Okay, there's an expansion of the DAMA program, Designated Area Migration Agreement, in Far North Queensland as well. How do you get a job? Same thing, you get your work visa, and then you really need to travel there and get those jobs, and then you get recognized by those employer, and then they can sponsor you. It's actually a very hard process. If you follow my video or channel long enough, you may notice DAMA is a program that for small medium-sized businesses it's actually very hard for them to actually cope with, but I praises the South Australian government, which the state government step further to assist these small and medium-sized businesses. But I'm not too sure how these other regions will actually help. They basically have their published information up there, and from what I see, they basically is more reactive rather than proactive, getting the DAMA program implemented, because they obviously has been they are responding to those employers in those regions saying, look, we got 100 people here, we need them to stay. So then those the regional government then contact the immigration and say, look, we need to get this DAMA done, so we need to get those 100 people to stay here. So it's not really an element for people to see, oh, there's a DAMA program in that area, let's travel there and get the job and get the visa. That's very, very unlikely. Okay, now further onwards, there's a lot more. There's Pilbara. Again, it's a DAMA program. As you can see the photo, it's beautiful, but it's not a suburban area there, and limited number again. Okay, okay. Now further onward, Orana, that's in New South Wales. again, they're expanding the DAMA program. So the government providing employers in Orana region great access to skilled workers by strengthening Orana DAMA program, labor market challenges. Again, it's the same thing. They basically is looking to cater those workers who are already there. So if you now see this news and you say, look, oh, well, I want to go there now to get the visa sponsor, I'll strongly suggest that the chances is very low, because you need to meet that all requirement. But you can try if you want and be adventurous as usual. Okay, now working holiday. There's a lot more work and holiday visa opening up. So there's Australia is open up work and holiday for Brazilians to come into Australia under the subclass 462, and also open up for Mongolian young Mongolian wanted to come to Australia for work and holiday visa program. So, all right, so that's for us a very quick visa news in April. Well, we have just finished 3 months of 2022. How exciting this year is. We just been through Omicron and border opening, and obviously the war in Ukraine, which has struck with all the inflations all around the world. We don't know what's going to happen for the coming up 6, 8, 7, 10 months. It's going to be exciting. Anyway, make sure you subscribe to my channel, so once we have all the updates and news, you'll be the first one getting all the insight. And I see you next video. Goodbye.